the term fast fashion.
I heard about it and like people spreading awareness that it's like not a good thing, you know?
Yes, like Shein, right? Shein.
Yeah.
I think it means like the overconsumption of clothes, like a bunch of trends that are encouraging people to buy these poorly made clothing that goes out within like a couple of months.
Fast fashion has impacts in environment, specifically with overconsumption and waste. A lot of what we wear ends up in landfills. Even if you are donating the clothes, there's way too much out there already. It's all ending up overseas in piles of garbage, essentially.
In our mission of learning more about sustainable fashion, we tried to find people within the industry to gain insight on what sustainability is.
My name is Denise Burry, and I manage this Leader of the Pack vintage clothing store for my sister. At the time, vintage was really strong, so she wanted to get a store where it wasn't like overly expensive, where people could come in and actually buy stuff. They could just say, oh yeah, this is good quality and it's good price. So that was her biggest thing. She wanted to share her passion with the world. I came from the fashion industry as a designer and manufacturing end of it. So I was always into the new clothing, but every 6 weeks we had to come up with, that's how fast. And that was when stuff was made domestically. When we made the stuff here in the US, we could easily go every 6 weeks with a new line. And every line would come out with, like maybe 18 to 24 new pieces. When it started going overseas and they started mass manufacturing stuff, the fabrics weren't as good, the sewing wasn't as well done, the quality just was not really made to last. And they just make things so they could just turn around and get to the next season.
After learning about the major shift in quality and speed of production that came with the rise of fast fashion, we went to go see how it has not only impacted our environment, but also the independent fashion designers of Los Angeles and the way us consumers view fashion.
There's a lot of pressure to create trendy designs. There's so much pressure in the industry as designers and from the companies to be always chasing the next trend, to be at the forefront of your Instagram page, to make sure the ads are hitting target audiences, that their sales are meeting quotas. Everybody is trying to make money and also be talked about, because that's how they make money. For me personally, as a designer, it's impossible sort of to follow new and upcoming trends, and it's not something that I want to do in particular. From my experience, if you are authentic and creative and your designs are personal and they really hit home with people, that's what's going to make them last more than a trend. For me, I do what I mentioned earlier, is maybe I'll use a dead stock fabric, or I'll create something out of another thing. So maybe I'm using pairs of jeans that my brother outgrew and I'm now making bags out of them. Or I'm using, there are some really great designers out there who they go to a thrift store and they buy sweaters and they completely unravel them, rewash the yarn, maybe dye it, and then resell it again. And then people buy that yarn and make something else out of it. And that can be really cool. It's really time consuming and expensive, but it's a very cool idea to kind of upcycle.
It's more cost effective to upcycle and be aware of what you're getting. So instead of like going out and purchasing 100 brand new t-shirts and printing it all, and then you don't even sell them sometimes. So it's like, let's just take it piece by piece. Is you save more, and then it's less waste, and you can scale it out.
We do a lot of sourcing, so we thrift and we upcycle. We try to even just we'll use the same designs. We're not trying to produce something just to keep up with the trends, so we'll use the same things but change it a little bit so it still brings something new all the time. Even when we're cut and sewing fabric, if we're purchasing it from downtown, we use every inch of the fabric for rags. Even on our rack, we use it to hold our rags, random things so that nothing is going to waste.
Great, love that.
Thank you. I definitely see the impact of fast fashion all the time when I'm sourcing, and I see bins and bins of stuff that's from Shein or from Fashion Nova that it's you could tell people just one, the quality I wouldn't say is all there, so that's probably why people throw it away. The threads will come undone or it'll shrink and stuff like that. But then also I'll literally see so many things of the same because of everybody was trying to buy the same thing.
Overproduced.
And they overproduce it, so it's there will be a lot of new things in the bins, and that's because nobody's buying the stuff that's already out of date.
My mom always thinks that I have, or says that I have an eye for the thrift store, and I'm I don't think it's really an eye. I think it's the fact that I will literally stand here and sift through every single thing on this rack. But now with social media, you see, get ready with me, and you're well, I know this person's wearing this, and so I have to wear something similar. It just really pushed this whole idea of we have to wear what other people are wearing, this is what's on trend right now. Micro trends have become so much bigger because of social media. If I talk to someone who's never heard of fast fashion and they learn it for the first time, then maybe that will pique their interest, and they'll be interested in going out and doing more research and then talking to someone else. And it's a matter of changing your mindset when you go to purchase something. So if you're buying something from a sustainable company, you're gonna have it for the rest of your life because it was made properly and it was made with quality in mind. Going thrifting, borrowing from friends, doing clothing swaps with friends is such a fun way of get your friends together and just bring some clothes and swap them, and if one man's trash is another man's treasure.
I believe women are advertised to much more than men are, and we're pressured into buying into the trends. Social media preys on our desire to fit in and our desire to be trendy and liked. I think it's important for women not to buy into those things and to sort of find their own style that suits them, and because at the end of the day, that's the only way that we're gonna combat the overconsumption, but also help people feel comfortable in their own skin.